Hey everyone, I'm Tyler.
I'm Melissa.
Welcome to Keto Cooking for the Joneses. Today we decided that we're actually not going to be cooking anything. We're actually just going to tell you a little bit of a backstory about us and what got us into keto, why we decided to do keto, a little bit of that stuff.
So we kind of figured it would be best for you guys to understand our situation, why we do keto, what keto means to us, and how we got started. So first off, we've been married for about 13 years. We have 4 kids between the ages of 2 and 12. We do not make them eat keto. If they want to, we let them, but we also let them be kids. So when it comes to keto, it's mostly me and him.
Though they do choose to have keto a lot of times.
Every once in a while, yes.
I mean, kids love steak, kids love bacon, but there are a lot of times that they actually choose to have their macaroni and cheese.
Chicken nuggets, corn dogs.
Yeah, things like that. You know, let them be kids. They have a fast metabolism right now. As long as they're not overweight, and all of our kids are extremely fit. They stay very active, and the carbs don't seem to bother them too much right now. I mean, it is a healthier lifestyle, but for the most part, when it comes to the kids, just let them be kids. You just got to kind of fight your cravings at the beginning when you're doing keto yourself, because you do have some of that stuff in front of you, but it shouldn't be that big a deal.
After about a month, the cravings will go away. Every once in a while, I do have a sweet tooth for like chocolate, but there are ways around that, and there are things that you can have. So we'll explain that maybe in a later video, but for now, we're going to talk a little bit about us and why keto is the thing for us.
So I actually started keto about 2 years ago, the first time, and what got me started is we had actually went to a gym and our kids were taking some mixed martial arts classes, and the man at the gym was telling us that he had weight loss plans and things, and at this time I was 276.8 pounds. So I was pretty heavy. I mean, I'm only 5'10", and 276 pounds, almost 280 pounds. I mean, I looked like a beach ball walking around, pretty much. I mean, I've been heavy pretty much all my life, but that's the heaviest I've ever been. And I was just super uncomfortable, and so he kind of started talking to us about the ketogenic diet. So that's basically the only diet that he knows and kind of the only thing. And he had told us a few things that we had started with. Like, he said that we could have rice, he said that we could have berries and nuts, but he failed to tell us that we couldn't have those things before we were in ketosis. And we were still losing weight. We were losing a little bit of water weight, but the weight wasn't very progressive. Now, once I learned about keto a little bit more and started doing my own research, I kind of found my own niche. And when I did that, I lost literally 60 pounds. I went from 276.8 pounds to 219 flat in 3 months, or just under 3 months. And I was super comfortable at that weight. I mean, my face looked skinnier, my body looked skinnier, I was super fit, and I wasn't even really working out. I never went to the gym. I was playing around with my kids a little bit, maybe doing some yard work, but for the most part, I was just still sticking with my daily routine, going to work, getting some stuff done. And I lost all that weight. And I contribute all of that strictly to diet. I mean, I'm eating bacon, steak, sausage, and, eggs every single day, and I'm able to lose weight in mass quantities really quickly.
For those of you that don't know, keto is a high-fat, moderate protein, and low-carb diet. So your fats definitely want to be higher than your protein, and by fats, I mean healthy fats. Coconut oil, avocados. We have an avocado a day. Eggs, bacon is good, sausage is good. So when you're cooking your food, like your chicken, cook it in a healthy fat to get your fats up.
Avocado oil, butter.
Bomb.
Bacon grease. I made some chicken yesterday for the kids. I actually cooked it in bacon grease, and it was absolutely fabulous.
I love, 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 love to cook chicken in coconut oil. It gives it just a hint of sweetness, and it turns it into this heavenly dish. Like, it's amazing. But like he said, when he lost all that weight for that 3 months, I only lost 13 pounds. I got very, very discouraged, and I completely fell off. I was done. I wasn't going to put myself through the stress of not being able to eat what I wanted, because at that time I was still wanting all of that carbs and all of those sugars. I was really addicted to Dr. Pepper. So I was wanting 1 to 2 a day, and only losing 13 pounds and having to give up my soda was really rough on me, and I gave up. I stopped. We tried again a couple months later. It didn't last as long. Here we are just over 2 years later. We've been doing this for about 6 weeks, and he's lost already 22 pounds.
I range between 22 pounds and 25 pounds, around there. I started at 256. Like she said, we kind of fell off the wagon a little bit, and I had actually injured my back, and I ended up basically being a couch potato and sitting around watching the kids, and falling back in my routine of eating all these carbs and pastas and things. I mean, I'm Italian, so I love my pasta, but at the same time, I know it's not good for me. It's not good for my body. Those carbohydrates are not natural, and they don't need to be in me. But I packed on a lot of weight. I went from 219 to 256, and that's when I wanted to make another change. I noticed I was getting heavy, and it was not too long after, or I guess it was about a little over a year after we had done the diet the last time. And so I went from 256, and now I range anywhere between 235 to 230, depending on what I have for the day and how much water I drink. I'm excited to actually lose a lot more weight, and I'm hoping to get down to 180 pounds.
So I gained all my 13 pounds back. I went right back up to 275, or 175, excuse me. And when we started talking about doing keto again, I had to commit. I gave up my soda. I gave up diet soda, sugar, chocolate, all of it. And I am down 17 to 18 pounds. It varies, like he said, depending on how much water I drink and the amount of food I drank or ate the night before. My goal is to have the baby belly that I still have from my 4 children gone. It's getting there. It is a slow process for me, but almost 20 pounds in just over a month and a half is still very good. So I'm not as discouraged this time. One thing I do have to say is don't stress yourself. Stress is very, very bad for keto. If you've already hit ketosis, stress can knock you out. If you haven't hit ketosis yet, stress will stop you from hitting ketosis. So do your best. That's all that matters. If you have 30 grams of carbs one day, tomorrow's a new day. Don't worry about it. Start over the next day. 30 grams is better than probably the 300 that you were eating previously. You will still lose weight. You just want to try and be below the 20. It can be very overwhelming, especially for the newbies is what they're called. But you're not alone. There are people out there like us. We have a keto page and a keto group. You guys are welcome to find and ask questions. One of them is Ketogenic Diet, Meal Ideas, and More. That is a like page where we will post a lot of information, recipes, memes, stuff like that. And then Keto Diet, Meal Ideas, and More is a group where you join and you can ask questions and post your recipes, and other people in the group can answer them for you, or you can get recipes from them.
It's also good to post your progress photos. Every once in a while, I think a lot of people out there really kind of need praise, especially when they have a lot of negativity around them. A lot of people don't understand the ketogenic diet, especially. You've always been told to eat a certain way,
and keto is the complete opposite.
Yeah,
of
it goes against everything you've ever been told. And when you join a group such as ours, and you have people that can see your photos and see this change on your ketogenic diet, and they're just like, wow, I mean, you look absolutely amazing. What have you done? And you can turn around and be like, it's crazy because
Keto all the way.
I literally ate steak, bacon, and sausage every single day, and I lost 50 pounds. Look at me, you know.
We did just post some pictures of him on there of his weight loss journey, and it is a huge difference. Like, if you can't see the difference, it's spectacular, the amount of difference in just the 5 weeks, 6 weeks that he's been on this. My pictures aren't quite ready. We forgot to take pictures at the beginning, so I don't have very many. So as soon as I get more, I will post my progress as well. But when you lose 7 pounds in a week, brag about it. Be happy. Be proud of yourself that you were able to do that. Don't let people tell you keto's not healthy, you shouldn't lose that much weight. Keto is very healthy. It's been around for years and years and years. There are studies that this is a very, very good diet. Carbs are bad for you. Fat does not make you fat. So don't let people get you down. Join our groups. We've got a lot of really good people in there that like to encourage you, and it's good to have people that are on your side. So
we're just here to help. We want to help your progress along. That's why we like to show our progress. That's why we like to show our meals. The only reason we decided to do a YouTube channel in general and cook food is because we wanted to show you that there's more options out there than eating the same thing every day. I know a lot of MMA fighters. We used to sponsor MMA fighters. I used to have a power sports repair shop, and we sponsored a lot of fighters and kind of combined things. And a lot of those guys are eating the exact same thing every day.
Broccoli salad.
Yeah, broccoli salad or
grilled chicken.
They're well, those are the weightlifter guys, but the MMA fighters, they're eating, you know, even on the ketogenic diet, they're having a piece of sausage in the morning with a couple eggs, and they're having the exact same steak every single night with the exact same vegetable. That's just boring to me. There are so many different foods you can have out there. It's ridiculous. Yes. My wife here makes an amazing zucchini lasagna that is to die for, and it has no pasta whatsoever in it. It's literally zucchini noodles, and I like it better than normal lasagna.
We will do a video of that very shortly.
I mean, there's so many options out there. I love the food. I want to show you that the food that we make does work, and I think you'll notice in our videos, our earlier videos, we posted 3 so far, I look pretty heavy, and I am. I mean, we had just started the diet. I think our oldest video is 3 weeks, so we'd only been like 2.5 weeks into the diet and hadn't lost a ton of weight yet. And now I'm down where I'm at, and if I shoot a video here shortly, you'll see the difference in my size and belly alone. And we're literally eating the exact same food all the time that we're showing you guys what to cook. I mean, there's nothing better.
I do strongly suggest when you are first starting, start out simple. Do not stress yourself over having trying to make the little bit tougher things. Start with your eggs and your bacon in the morning, and then a taco salad at night, or, you know, like the simple things. Don't worry about having to try this recipe and that recipe and this recipe and that recipe. You'll get there. Start out simple, learn the basics of keto, and work your way up to the little bit more difficult recipes. Like I said earlier, we've been doing this for just over 2 years on and off, so we have a little bit more experience on some of these recipes that are harder, but we will show you these recipes and make it easy for you guys to understand that keto doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be stressful. It's an amazing lifestyle, and it works very well.
It also doesn't have to be expensive.
Yes.
Some people think that keto is extremely expensive because, I mean, who can afford steak and bacon and sausage all the time? Well, it's really not that expensive when you're cutting out all this crap that you used to eat. I mean, what does a package of corn dogs cost? What does a package of this cost? What does a package of that cost? I mean, there's certain things that you're cutting out that supplement cost massively, and you're watching your portion sizes to an extent. I mean, you can split a steak. Me and my wife split a 14-ounce steak, so we're actually getting about 7 ounces, which is a little high. I mean, you want to stick between 3 and 6, but still, I mean, to split a steak, sometimes we buy these things at like Smith's. Depending on where you're at, you have a Kroger instead. But I only buy meat anywhere that has a butcher. We either buy it right from a local butcher, or we buy it from Smith's because they have a butcher. And sometimes they have like 5 and 6 packs on sale for like $12 of ribeye steaks. We'll go buy those and split a steak. And all of a sudden, you know, we have a whole bunch of steak in the fridge and a whole bunch of meals ready because it's cheap. I mean, she likes to watch, it's Dr. Barry, isn't it?
Dr. Ken Berry on YouTube.
That dude is absolutely amazing. I like how he puts it, simply because, I mean, if all you can afford is hot dogs and mustard to be on this diet, then eat hot dogs and mustard.
It's better than the Snickers and the Cheetos you used to eat.
Exactly. I mean, you can do this on a budget. I mean, everybody says, oh, you got to have grass-fed. Well, yeah, grass-fed is amazing. I mean, we eat grass-fed now,
enjoy
and
the flavor.
Literally, even opening the meat, it doesn't even have a smell to it. The smell that you're used to having when you open a package of beef, because you're so used to it. I mean, the grass-fed stuff has zero smell, a different flavor. It's juicier. The texture is a little bit different. Everything, but it's also $7 a pound, and we don't eat it all the time. We don't buy our steaks grass-fed because we can't afford grass-fed steaks. But when it comes to burger and it's just me and her, we'll split a pound. And it's usually when the kids are at grandparents or they decide to eat something else for dinner or, you know, whatever. And, I mean, it tastes good. It's better for you, yes. But is it required? Absolutely not. You do not have to have grass-fed. You can get by with the best possible thing you can afford.
Our opinion, high-fat meat. Why high-fat meat? First off, it's cheaper than the lean meat. Second off, if you get the lean meat, you have to buy extra fat to add to that. Why not buy the high-fat meat that already has a good source of fat in it and not have to spend the extra money on that coconut oil or that avocado oil or that butter? High-fat meat is just as good on this diet if that's what you can afford.
I mean, granted, you want to stay away from processed. You don't want to go to the store and find the processed meat. I personally don't like Walmart meat.
No.
They add things to it. They add a gas to it so it looks nice and red and juicy, and they try to appeal your eye versus the actual quality of meat. Like I said, I buy from a butcher. Any store that has a butcher
is a lot better.
Walmart does not have a butcher, and so I don't buy meat there. There are some things that we will buy. Very rarely do we ever have to go to Walmart and buy anything when it comes food related, just because I don't like the quality. It may be cheaper, but it's because they're skimping on quality, in my opinion.
And really, if you think about it and you have a local butcher, go compare your prices. Go compare what a pound of high-fat beef at your butcher costs compared to a pound of beef at Walmart. Honestly, it's probably pretty comparable. And in our opinion, I would rather the fresh stuff from the butcher than the stuff that got shipped to Walmart. Especially since it's locally raised, grass-fed all of its life. Chances are it was butchered right at the field. Here locally, I don't know where you're from, but here locally we actually have a portable slaughterhouse. They go right to a field, they grab whatever cows, and they'll sit there and slaughter cows all day. Right in the field that they've been grazing from. So we know it's high quality beef that's always been grass-fed, it's always been grass-finished, and it's literally comparable to any meat you would buy at Walmart or Smith's or anything. I mean, even chicken. We get free-range chicken. When we go to the butcher, a 3-pound thing of chicken is literally one whole breast. It's each side of a chicken's breast. So you get 2 chicken breasts, and that's it. That's 3 pounds. And it's only like $4.
Yeah, non-frozen. Versus you go to Walmart and buy your 3-pound bag of chicken, it's like $7 for 3 pounds, and it's frozen weight, not raw weight. So you're actually paying for ice, essentially. You're not paying for chicken. And you're paying for chicken that's been injected with a bunch of chemicals and was fed grain, which is unhealthy for the body. But granted, I mean, if that's what you can afford and that's easier for you, go ahead and do that.
It's still better than the Snickers, the Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, whatever it was that you used to eat.
Absolutely. Well, and that was another point I was going to make that brings something up. So when we did this diet the first time, we kind of experimented a little bit. Like she said, she was really kind of addicted to her Dr. Pepper. And I used to be a two 1-liter Mountain Dew person myself every single day. I never stopped. I don't even crave that stuff anymore, but like for a little while, especially during camping season is the hardest time for us, because there's things like s'mores and, you know, delicious goody things that you kind of want while you're camping and you want to snack on, you know. And we decided to start doing diet soda. Well, a lot of people on the ketogenic diet say, oh, well, you can have diet soda without it kicking out of ketosis. Yes, necessarily true. But there are things in it that are not good for your body. Your body doesn't know what to do with a lot of these preservatives that you put into it. I noticed when I switched back and I even had a 20-ounce diet Mountain Dew that my weight loss slowed, if not stopped, overnight. If I did that a couple days in a row, my weight loss stayed. And if I just stuck to drinking water, there was one time I lost 6 pounds overnight. That was weighing myself at 9 o'clock the night before, and when I woke up the next morning and got on the scale at like 8 a.m., I lost 6 pounds in my sleep from drinking water.
Water is your best friend. It really, truly is.
You also want to focus on, if you're going to drink water, focus on high alkaline water. I know that we said that, like, do the best you can afford, but waters are not made the same. When it comes to water, like Arrowhead water is really good. Yeah, like spend a little bit extra. I mean, you're talking, we go to Sam's Club and we buy a case of 48 waters for like $5 versus the cheaper water is 40 bottles for like $3. Spend the extra $2 on not only more bottles, but a higher quality water. You want high alkaline in your body. You need to balance out your pH. Some of those bad waters out there are actually acidic, and they eat away at your body. They don't complement. They lower your pH into an acidic level, and you can't lose weight.
Our opinion, if you're gonna blow, not necessarily blow, if you're gonna spend extra money on anything in this diet, anything, pick the water. Water, as much as you can a day, with your pink Himalayan salt or your sea salt. When you have so much water, you want to add your electrolytes back so you don't wash those out, because keto is also something where you need to add electrolytes in because you are no longer eating those carbs where you would normally get that. So pink Himalayan salt is our favorite. I put it on everything. If you think you put too much salt on, add a little bit more. You want to over salt it to the point where it's over salted but edible, if that makes sense.
You definitely need your sodium on this diet. A lot of what people miss out on is their actual electrolytes. There's 3 main electrolytes that you have to have on this diet that help progress everything. I mean, it improves muscle function, brain function, fat loss, everything, and that is sodium, magnesium, and potassium. I mean, you can get potassium from your spinach, your green leaf spinach.
Avocados.
And avocados. Avocados are high in saturated fat.
They actually have more in them than a banana.
Well, and some people think even like calcium. Oh, well, what about my calcium? Say you don't drink milk. You don't have to have milk to create calcium. Nope. It's a complete myth. There's actually more calcium in an orange than, I believe what I read was like 5 glasses of milk.
Oranges are not allowed on keto, but there are other ways to get your calcium. If you don't drink dairy or you're lactose intolerant, there is dairy-free ways to do keto. Don't stress it. You don't have to have it. If you don't like avocados, you don't have to have them. There's other ways to get your electrolytes in.
Well, I think that about wraps everything up. I mean, I kind of explained about what we do, why we do this.
When we started
and why. I mean, we really enjoy the diet. I really hope you enjoy our videos. If you guys have a chance, click that follow button. Make sure you hit the little bell so you get notifications, see our new videos coming up. We'll probably post a update here pretty soon about our weight loss, hopefully with some pictures, and you can kind of see what's actually working for us. And then we'll actually be doing a few more. We've slacked a little bit. We had some other things to do, but we're going to do a few more videos on some different meals and see what you guys think. Please comment, share, everything. If you like what you see, let us know. If not, let us know. I want to know how we can change.
Let us know what we can change. We would really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.